Welcome into the Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on 710 Old Hickory Boulevard for Nashville's best meat and 3 craft beers and more. The neighborhood meets at the corner, and Zach, the NHL All-Star Game rosters have been announced, and 3 Nashville Predators will be in Tampa for the game later in January. Head coach Peter Laviolette will coach a team, and then PK Subban and Pekka Rinne are the All-Star players for Nashville. Only 2 players from the best team in the West from a year ago. What do you think about that?
Well, it's a little bit different from years ago. Remember, James Neal got the All-Star game, Roman Josi, Philip Forsberg. But as long as Pekka Rinne is still an All-Star, this team is good.
Yeah, good point.
And because the goalie is the most important position on the ice when it comes to the playoffs, making a run. I also like, you got to have coaching, right?
Yeah.
Strategic play. I like how Laviolette was selected, but it is a little bit different. I'm okay with it because the All-Star game ultimately is a popularity contest. PK Subban, very, very popular.
Yeah.
That's why he was voted the captain. Like, those things are okay as long as Forsberg does his business when he gets back healthy. Turris has been a pleasant surprise.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Johansson, who I think continuously can show you that he is a top-line center.
Well, I think just by having 2 players in the All-Star game, don't be fooled in the Preds' maybe lack of talent, because I think they've got All-Star caliber players up and down the roster. You already mentioned Johansson and Turris. There's 2 centers that have All-Star ability. Victor Arvidsson, if he can keep blossoming in his game, just like Kevin Fiala, possible future All-Stars. The captain, Roman Josi, not an All-Star this year. So, I mean, the Preds could legitimately have half a dozen All-Stars, not even counting Peter Laviolette. So, I think, yeah, it's kind of a bummer that only 2 guys have gotten in, 2 players have gotten in this year. But with Forsberg's injury, I think him kind of being out makes sense. So I think you've got a lot of guys that have all-star potential, and the Preds will be stacked for a long time because all these guys, except for Pekka Rinne, are very young.
Yeah, and I don't think that all-star selections justify how you perform on the ice. If you look at it, they're in a much better position right now, 3rd in the West, 2nd in the Central. You got to remember, last year, they were the 8th seed and the worst seed in the playoffs who ended up making a Stanley Cup run.
Right.
Ultimately losing to the Penguins, but they're in a better situation right now. I know this team can play, and the more that they do it over the last couple of years, I think that's what you want of your hockey club, is to get into that comfortable situation heading into the playoffs, possibly some home ice advantage, and make another run.
Yeah, they have been slumping as of late, but currently in that bye week that's mandatory across the NHL, so the Preds will be back in action next Tuesday against Las Vegas, and we're going to be in the house for that game.
We are. Bridgestone Arena. Get ready. The big tire, A to Z, is coming your way.
And that's today's Extra Point presented by Corner Pub in Brentwood on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.